murder overseer and his aide in the Nanded district have been arrested from Telangana. Well, we're getting in some breaking news right now from the Delhi government, which has basically issued an SOP for the passengers. No mandatory quarantine for passengers. Home quarantine advised only if developing symptoms. It's different from various other states who have essentially demanded that they should be quarantined once they basically reach the destination. Let me go across to Shantashi, who tracks the Civil Aviation Ministry for us. Shantashi, what's the latest that you're picking up from the Delhi government? Because this seems to be quite different from various other states who've essentially demanded that passengers should be quarantined.
Well, Shravan, Delhi government had always been of the view that you do not need exactly the quarantine measures which applies in other states. And definitely this is something which Delhi government is of the view. And that's why we see that they have only advised that all the passengers who are coming from other states to Delhi, they will only be advised to have a home quarantine, and if they do develop any symptoms, then they can definitely inform the authorities and then home quarantine themselves, or they can go to the hospital. So there are no such stringent measures which has been laid down by other states like Maharashtra, which is still considering that only 25 flights to allow for arrival and departure, like Tamil Nadu, who had said that mandatory 14 days quarantine are required, like West Bengal, where they had clearly mentioned that post 28th of May is actually when the flights will be allowed to resume services and actually allowed to land or depart from Kolkata airport, as well as other states like Nagaland, Tripura. They have also set measures like whoever is arriving in these states, if they have a return ticket within 72 hours, then they will have to give samples for testing. So, and also Uttarakhand has actually come about with the plan of institutional quarantine. So clearly, while other states are taking such precautions that all these people who are coming from outside, they have to go through either testing or quarantine measures, Delhi government has shown some, liberal approach to it and has actually done away with any kind of institutional quarantine or rapid testing or any kind of, testing. Rather, they have said that if any symptoms are developed, then they should inform the authority, and then the process follows. So we see that Delhi government have actually been very liberal approach towards this entire resumption of flight services. They are working in coordination with the central government team.
Rotate your phone.
Well, Shantashi, one quick question before I let you go. Isn't this letting to a lot of confusion? Because at the end of the day, there have been multiple states coming up with different sort of guidelines. So what exactly is the Ministry of Civil Aviation now planning? Because keeping in mind different states, different guidelines.
See, Minister of Civil Aviation had held a meeting actually with all the stakeholders, that is the airlines, where private commercial airlines was there, Air India CMD was also present, and also other stakeholders like DGC and all the other officials were present in order to take a response on this entire state measures that are coming one by one, constant opposition that is coming to domestic operations resumption. So they are of the view that domestic operations will resume. All the flights, that is 2,800 flights so far that are operating, will be operating to all the metros and non-metro cities, except for the fact that states will have the actually the upper hand in deciding what are the quarantine measures. So no flights will be stopped from landing or departing, but yes, states can take a view on whom to quarantine and what exactly the process to be followed once the passenger reaches their destination state. So regarding that, that's why there are several SOPs that are being issued by different states. But we believe that central government is of the view that flight operations will resume, and there will be no, problems in flights to land or depart from each state or other states altogether. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Shantashi, for getting us the latest. No mandatory quarantine for passengers. That's the guideline that has been issued by the Delhi government.